on the druid and just be like, God dang it, Chalky.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna blame you.
I mean, I think it's good, but now Chaki's just left, and he has Aggro Shaman versus 3 decks,
Mhm.
and just got to pull out one. It's a pretty good deck. It's definitely capable of drawing, really well. So it's a deck that could always pull out unfavorable matchups.
Yeah, it's a good spot to be in, right? Like you have like probably the prototypical and best aggro deck left in the format, and you only have to win one of your next three. You're like, all right, one of my draws just has to be too good, right? You just like
Yeah.
can't keep up with one of them. In the Shaman mirror, usually you keep stuff like Tunnel Trog and Rockbiter in your opening hand because Rockbiter's so good at fighting for the board. But is that true when you know the other end of the that Zalae's version's like way more mid range?
Yeah, I think you just want to keep the cards that interact in the aero game. So that's the 1 mana cards, like just the spells included. And we see he just gets the Nerubian Prophet in the opening hand. So it's probably going to come down on 3 as a 4/4. And if it doesn't come down then it's just going to be even cheaper later in the game.
Mm-hmm. It's another card I can't wait to see opponents' reactions when Chalky plays.
Yeah. My favorite thing about it is just, he put it in there. I told him just make the best shaman list. And he played 2 games of ladder, and he said, this is it. So, he's confident, and here he is.
I like it. Let's say, all right, so what's the best way to get through this turn? Because leaving Tunnel Trog up feels kind of rough, but he doesn't really have any clean ways to take care of it, so he's just going to totem, get into damage here. I mean, I guess you could make Argent Squire. Do you want to use your coin to Argent Squire here? Because like your next turn is probably Nerubian Prophet. Possibly. You may want to... I was going to say, you can just use Rockbiter tree here too, actually.
Yeah.
That's a lot of resources to get rid of this Totem Golem, but I think you're fine with that. The card's so important in this matchup. Plus, I mean, you know that like the best play Zalae can make here for 2 mana is another Totem Golem, and you have the natural foil to it in Nerubian Prophet.
Yeah, it lines up pretty well.
I'm trying to say it with a straight face, and I can't do it. I just can't help but laugh.
Hey man, it's the new Leper Gnome. That's what Chalky says.
Curving Nerubian Prophet into Flame Reef Faceless, sign me up. He's also got a healing totem too, so I mean, like you can get some very favorable trades if Zalae doesn't use the Flame Tongue totem here.
Yeah, it's definitely going to come out though. You can't. Well, actually, no, you can just use the Hex too. Hex isn't that ridiculous. It's just there's always the possibility of the 7/7 coming down next turn, so that's going to be the big decision for Zalae, whether you want to respect the 7/7 coming down.
Mm-hmm.
So Chalky's turn is basically locked up. Like, he's dropping that thing no matter what. It just depends on what Zalae does here is very important, because if he uses his Hex, that 7/7 is going to be a big problem for the rest of the game. So it's just hard to... It's really, really tempting to use this Hex because you want to stay ahead on board. Mm-hmm. You just hit this healing totem, Hex it, be ahead. If you play the Flame Tongue totem, and yeah, he is going to do that. And this is perfectly reasonable. It just gets super punished by the 7/7 coming down.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is like a calculated risk Zalae has to take at this point. You can see he kind of makes it like, yeah. I mean, like he's like, yep. I mean, that's what I was hoping wasn't there. Yeah. He just has to take some kind of risky line at some point in time to get into this game because, Chalky's opening hand was really fast and had a lot of answers in it, and he's just falling behind with every one of his plays. So how does Zalae get back into this from here? I mean, he could make a totem and thing from below this turn, and then possibly use Flame Tongue Totem next turn to trade into the Flame Reef Faceless after it's taking out one of his minions. Oh, he can do it this way too. Yeah. I forgot about it. He can actually just play this totem, and he still gets a thing from below too. So both of his minions are higher powered, and if Chalky has no way to get through his thing below, he just has a 7 power minion here. Chalky does have a way to do it if he wants to face take a bunch of damage this turn.
Which he's definitely going to do. He's going to do that, clear up the Flame Tongue, and then, start getting going with the Doomhammer. This is definitely just a matchup where, like, although, like, Chalky's playing Aggro Shaman, like, he's still going to have to, like, heavily play for board, because, like, if you lose it at any point, you don't have the Crackle anymore to, like, finish them out. If you lose board, you're just going to lose the game, especially because Shaman has the taunts now with the thing for below. Like, even if you get super far ahead, if you don't have the board, they put up a thing for below, you're not going to be able to finish out the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like he is going to make that play. He's going to go ahead and Use this rock biter on his face to take care of this gigantic thing from below. And do you kill the Flankton Totem, or do you just kill the... Yeah, you just kill the Flankton Totem here, yeah. Alright, Zilly's back in another hard spot. No way to take care of the Flame Ray Faceless. This is like you said, you know, he was so hesitant to use that Hex earlier in the game because he knew that the worst case scenario was the Flame Ray Faceless coming from Chalky the next turn, and look what it's doing to this board.
Yeah. Despite that, I don't think Zilly's in too bad of a position, just because he could play the 7/7 plus something this turn, whether it's the Squire, the Hero Power, and then Chalky has the decision whether he needs the trade or not. And, you know, Chalky just has less cards, and if Chalky doesn't start going face, which I don't think he could just go straight face and burn him out of this game, as I said. So just Zilly has more resources, and I think that's going to come into play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. You know, Zilly still is at 30, and Chalky's down to 2 cards in his hand. Yeah, it looks like he's going to totem up, play a 7/7. Yeah, I kind of like getting this this Divine Shield off here too, in case there's another Rock Biter. You don't get the really good value trade from Chalky. Ooh, well, he just picked up a Lava Burst here. That's a lot of burst damage here.
Despite this, I still expect for him to just keep trading. I would think so. So I would like to see the 7/7 and the 3/4, and then use the Doomhammer to clean up the O2, and then go face with the rest of that. But the other play is just drop that 4/4 instead. But he is going to be going with this.
Yeah, I like this line a lot. It forces Zilly into some awkward trades here and leaves some minions left on the board while getting in some damage. Feral Spirits picked up from Zilly. They could be pretty helpful at dealing with this Doomhammer.
Yeah, that's just something that he was looking for. Like, as long as Zilly found the taunts, I think he was always just going to be able to recover from this game, because he just has that much more cards in hands, and Chalky does not have, the hand to back up, just go and face. He has the Nerubian Prophet, which is unfortunately still not that playable. Not going to impact the game too much.
Still not that playable. All right, let's see. So he's definitely going to trade off here. I was going to say I like the Flankton Totem in the middle. If Chalky's going to have to... Oh, I actually like this play a lot too, because yeah.
I don't think that was obvious, but I definitely like it a lot.
Yeah, so this sets up to where if Chalky wants to trade either one of his minion in, then he loses his minion, or if he wants to use Doomhammer, he's going to take 8 for doing that. Very good comeback here from Zilly.
So if he got Druid Hero Power, then he'd be able to armor up and deal with it a little bit better. So that might be what he goes for.
I'm not surprised Zilly sees this after consulting the board a little bit. He's a former master chess player. He's really good at figuring out the little things, 3 or 4 steps ahead.
So Chalky goes with the heal, which is going to be able to save this 7/7 from dying this turn. And that's pretty good, because as we see, this Taunt Totem that Chalky also got, that's going to soak 7 damage. And then next turn, Chalky might be able to, Lava Burst and clean up that 7/7, but another threat being top deck from Zilly.
Yeah, another Flamer Faceless here. Doesn't get to actually push a ton of damage here. There's no way to get through the Taunt Totem, but you got to believe that he's going to want to get the second Flamer Faceless in play, because Chalky's only at 15. If he puts another 7/7 into play, Chalky almost has to start trading if he can't find lethal, and Zilly's at 27, so that's going to be pretty hard to do.
I think, again, we're finding another situation where Zilly is trying to figure out whether he's going to Hero Power or go with the Ardent Squire and decide to Hero Power again, which just makes sense.
Yeah, has he used both his Thing from Belows this game?
I think he's used one.
Okay, so the next one should be relatively free, if not free already, so he might be able to have a big turn if he top decks that next turn. Flame Juggler, perfect. Not the card Chalky was really looking for here. All right, so what are his really good options? Obviously, he can trade his 7/2 into one of the Flame Faceless on the other side of the board, but what does he do after that? That's the problem.
Yeah, things are definitely looking grim. He's gonna want to try and just clear as much as he can. So trade that, kill the Flame Tongue, maybe kill the Healing Totem, and just leave him with this 7 attack.
Yeah. Let's see. Is there anything you can do with? I guess if this hits one of the 7 toughness minions, yeah, he can kill both of them now. He can Lava Burst to trade in Sir Finley, and then run his 7/2 into the other Flamelight Faceless. So now Zalay's offense has been really stymied this turn. I was gonna say, yeah, I like the Flame Juggler there. Give it the most chance to hit one of the 7 toughness minions.
Yeah.
And then Rubian Prophet. But Zalay's got a Thunder Bluff Valiant behind this, plus a hero power. Mana Tide is going to be pretty good down the line if once they both get to no resources, if that comes up anytime soon.
I think it's just too much of a passive play if Zalay goes with anything but the Thunderbuff Valiant.
Yeah, I agree.
Of course, the Healing Totem's not going to be able to trade with anything this turn, but just the 3/6 body is just going to be a lot more useful than drawing the card this turn.
Oh, I 100% agree. Yeah, you definitely hold on to Mana Tide Tome until next turn, most likely. I mean, if you like Mana Tide, Ardent Squire, Hero Power, that's just like so weak, right? I mean, it just gives Chalky so much time to push a ton of damage. What if Chalky like top decks another Doom Hammer or something behind this, and then a Rock Biter? Like you're super far behind at that point. I think you just have to get the bodies into play. Yeah, Zalay was just double checking, making sure there wasn't a better play somewhere. Ooh, picks up the Taunt Totem. That's actually not terrible. You know, another thing Chalky has to get through.
Ooh. Flame Tongue's actually a real good pickup here. That's going to allow him to kill this Thunderbuff Valiant a lot cleaner. He's not going to have to use that minion, so he's going to probably use the rest of these Doomhammer charges, just clear off these 2 totems, and then he's going to try and just heal these minions and just... That's basically like this healing hero power is almost going to act like his card draw. But he's going to get a lot more value out of these 2 minions that he has left. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was almost game breaking of a draw here for Chalky. This is huge because like he gets to keep his Nerubian Prophet around as well. Clear all the minions off of Zalay's board. That was a huge draw.
And Chalky definitely healing the minion over his face just because he knows there's not going to be really much damage coming from Zalay's hand. He just has to get as much value out of these minions as he can, which I think this hero power might be able to actually give him enough value that, you know, get a couple top decks. He might be still in it.
Yeah, Tuskar Totemic, save me. It's in the box. That's not one of the ones that he wanted. He wanted one of the ones of power. He just wanted Toad Golem, really, I think. Another Mana Tide. I mean, like, you get to draw 2 cards. Maybe you can find some stuff to get going. There's another Thunderbluff Valiant in this deck. Zalay can top deck that, and that might be pretty good. Hammer of Twilight. I guess this can deal with some of the stuff on the board. You can help deal with some of the stuff on the board.
Chalky does really not have a good turn here. He can kill this Mana Tide, and he has to heal this Nerubian first, so he's going to get 1 out of the heal this turn. Or he's going to decide to kill other stuff to get full value on this heal, which just means he's going to be taking more damage. And Zalay now has the option of going face, but I don't think he needs to. I think Zalay might realize that if he just clears this board, he's just going to win, because his card quality in his deck is just better than Chalky's.
Yeah. Let's say he's looking for 1 damage there, but finds the second copy of Hammer of Twilight. Now, here's the thing. If he were to push, like, let's say he attacks Chalky's face with Hammer of Twilight and the Ardent Squire. That puts Chalky down to 4. Is there any way that Zalay can die on the way back?
No, but his biggest worry would just be never getting there, because, like, Zalay doesn't have, like, any burst, so if he gets the taunt hero power, you know, he just might never be able to get that last swing of attack. And so I think Zalay realizes he has the health to play it slow, that just kill these minions, as I was saying. Like, there's no reason to risk going face. Like, yeah, of course you put him to 1, but I think you just give him the out of... Oh, wait, why am I saying taunt totem? He has the healing hero power.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. I really like the
I think
idea
he could have just... Yeah, I think he could have won face then. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like, you don't have to go face with everything. You just you attack the face with Ardent Squire plus weapon, and it puts Chalky to 4, and then you just like kill the taunt totem with your Tuskar Totemic. Okay, wait, I'm sorry. He just heals up. with the 0
Yeah.
power, so you have to attack with the other minion. But you could have at least like tried to force lethal this turn, because like now he's gonna start healing out of range of you ever getting 4 into lethal from your weapon. Well,
Wow.
that was a pretty good Tuskar Totemic.
Tuskar Totemic is bugged, man. It's just always totem goal. So it's Shocky definitely not happy to see that, but Zalay, realizes that he is probably going to easily pick up this game after that. Just he's at a really healthy life total,
Yeah.
and he knows that Aggro Shaman doesn't have any comeback mechanics unless they're running the Elemental Destruction.
Yeah, this board is going to be, I think, too much for Chalky to deal with, unless, as you said, there's some random elemental destruction in this game. This deck. So, all right, there will be no sweep here in this finals. Zalay goes ahead and gets himself on the board. He's now down 2-1 with Chalky. Chalky is left over with one deck here, and that's the Aggro Shaman deck that you just saw. Zalay has 2 decks left. He has a Zoo deck, and he has a pretty special Warrior deck left over with Pirate Warrior.
I have no clue how